So, number one best thing for helping the voice yogically is pillow under the belly. So, between the pelvic crest and the rib cage, lie down on the floor and down. And the arms can be above or behind. And so, with this, we do a few minutes of active breathing and then a few minutes of passive breathing, so that we're creating the intention and creating some lower belly breathing, so to speak, using the diaphragm more than the costal muscles. And then we just lie there and let the body do the breathing itself, which normalizes it and helps us learn a new habit. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Strong inhale into the pillow. Big surrender sigh. Let go into the pillow and feel like the pillow is helping you exhale your air. 2 minutes. And wait extra long at the end of each exhalation, like maybe 10 heartbeats. So the drifting at the end of the exhalation, because of the end of the exhalation isn't, if it feels like you're out of breath, you're not in the big picture. You've just trained yourself to feel like you're out of breath. So keep lengthening that exhale. Go a little farther, little farther, little farther. When you think you're out of air, wait. Hang out there. Challenge your CO2 levels. Most people could really use this type of therapist. It lowers anxiety, for one thing. So hang out the end of that exhale. And vocally, you're lengthening the exhale. So that means a longer phrase. The long phrases become easier. Now that we've used the Sai surrender to release muscles and fascia and drop our nervous system, down and regulate our nervous system, now we go into passive breathing with the mouth closed. So inhale nose, exhale nose, which is the healthiest way to live in general. And we just exhale through the mouth for the certain parts of this work. So now let the body breathe you. You just hang out in the pillow. Notice if normal breathing has changed, but for the most part, we're just lying here noticing, not actually doing any practicing of anything. Just hang out and let the pillow and the body, the relationship between the pillow and the body, do the work. And come on up to your elbows, take the pillow out, lie back flat on the floor, and what do you notice? Continuing to drift into that exhalation. I believe my record was around 1 minute 30 seconds, so if I can do it, you can do it too. Wait at the end of the exhalation. So we don't really need to warm up the voice, or if we do, it's about 10% of the equation. What we need to warm up is the body's energy, the respiratory system, the breath, the support, diaphragms. That's what we need to wake up and warm up. So now that we've changed our breathing patterns, let's come up to all fours and take it for a drive. Cat twist, breath only. Drift. Inhale up. Cat twist, breath. Inhale up. Happy puppy. Inhale up. Happy puppy. Inhale up. Down dog. We need more exhale power now. Wiggle. Play. Wiggle the shoulders. Tilt and tuck the tailbone. Go for a little bike ride with the legs. Still exhaling. Still exhaling. Inhale through the nose. Exhale mouth. Upward dog. And wiggle those shoulders back and forth. We're also working on the zoomitis right now. All that leaning forward into the computer we're doing. And all fours. And now voice. Cat twist, hey. Inhale up. Wiggle it out. Inhale up. Happy puppy he. Inhale up. Happy puppy he. Inhale up. Now we're lifting our body in the air, so we need more breath support. Inhale, ho. Ho. Upward dog, ha. And back and forth. And coming up, child's resting pose. Coming up. Ha! Hey! Throw the arms out as you do it. Obviously head voice if you wish. Try another round of it. Ha! Just noticing what's moving and what's connected. Right? So breath and body first. Create a safe, open system for the voice, and then add the voice to it, which is what we did on the last cat twist. Inhale, downward dog ho. Ho. Lift the left leg up, bend the knee, turn the right hand out, and ha, dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Ah. Keep the breath moving. Another point of using the voice is that it helps us remember to breathe. Ah. And down. Switch the hand, switch the leg. Ah. And ha, upward dog. Ha. Good. Sit on the feet. The more alive our lower body is, the better our voice will perform. Stretch out those little tiny muscles in the feet. Dozens of them. And then off. Flatten. Ankle stretch. And down. Find your red Wilson Method breath ball. Place it between the shoulder blades. You may want a pillow for your head, but it's that spot we know that's so hard to get to that we need. We're putting it really on the spot where our nerves for our lungs are, which helps our lungs perform better. So, red ball between the shoulder blades. Hang out. Bring the knees up, feet on the floor. Exhale the knees over to the right, staying on the ball as best you can. And then up and over to the other side. Spinal twists, so important for the guts, the digestion, the support. The energetic reservoirs of our lower body, and therefore our voice. So back and forth, little pause each time. If the pelvic floor is asleep, odds are the soft palate isn't working as well as it could. Back and forth. A couple more times. Are we letting those legs fall as far as they can? And lie the legs flat again. Couple of breaths. And imagine yourself breathing into the ball. You'll obviously get more movement in the side ribs and in the front body. Any movement back there into the ball is a win. And rolling off. Move the pillow. Move the ball. Breathe and notice. All right. Let's wake up the lower core muscles for greater stability and greater power. Wilson method, 4-inch blue balls just at the height of the top of the pelvic crests and in between the pelvic crests. Takes a little bit of maneuvering to get them set. You'll love this one. So the bonus marks in this pose are, can you feel your pelvic floor dropping down when you inhale and releasing back up as you exhale? All right, as before, take the balls out, lie back down, see what's happening down there. So we're also training ourselves to notice our own energy with greater depth of perception. So, without leading the witness, has sense of power or sense of lower body awareness or solidity or strength, has that changed? Has your center of gravity changed? What part of your body is moving first when you inhale? Coming up, 6-inch yellow ball, belly button. Staying up on the elbows, massaging the entire abdominal cavity, loosening up the six-pack, empowering the transverse and obliques. So we want the six-pack less in the game and the deep core muscles more in the game. This does both. And if some sort of naturally happens, that'd be great too, because the last thing we want to do is hold our breath while we're doing this, because then we're creating muscle bracing and we're not getting the job done. So sometimes we're using the voice to help the voice connect to the breath and body, and sometimes we're using the voice to help us remember to exhale, and to help us exhale. And go well to the side. We're also catching the phrenic and vagus nerves here. And come off. Lie flat. Notice breathing. Notice belly. Space. Ease of breathing. We've now created a situation where we can let the breath drop in. As a voice teacher, if we tell an asthmatic to let the breath drop in, it'll never happen. Or someone who is dealing with asthma. That's going to be my next book and video, actually, is how to teach asthmatics how to sing. This is part of the protocol here. Excellent. Next one. Back to the two blue. Upper lung lobes. Pecs. So upper body tension will impede vocal flow and vocal resonance. So we're looking to loosen up those pec muscles. We want them working, but we don't want them rigid. And for many of us, they tend to be a bit rigid. So now doing a little east-west move, massaging into that area. And release. Lie. Breathe high into your full lung capacity. And notice what you notice. And coming up. Woo! Part of the fun. Red. Chin. Press down into the ball with about 30% of your strength. And back and forth. Mobility. This is more about mobility than flexibility, especially if we're spending a lot of time in front of the computer. And then switch hands. Do it again. Changes the way the brain perceives the stretch. And again, bobblehead. Bouncer. Energy. This is awesome. Well, all of these are good to do just before you go on stage. This one's especially good. Letting your shoulders bounce completely freely. Letting the breath do whatever it wants to do. Oh, this is sure working on my voice. It's much more stable than it was when we started. I can definitely feel the effect that all this teaching online is having to do on my voice. The effect it's having on my voice. So this stuff is even more necessary for us these days, I think. Now let the jaw bounce. While still letting the shoulders bounce. So interesting exercise. As you phonate, is your jaw still free? So try it without the voice. Let the jaw go as best you can. And now do the ah vowel, and does your sense of your jaw freedom change? We'd like it not to, of course. Bounce a little harder. And now let the head go, the neck go. Let it just bounce around up there. And come to standing. And what do you feel? So another thing we're doing here is transmuting anxiety into performance power. Any chance you feel any of that now? So instead of an anxietal revved up just before we go on stage, it's a, oh yeah, here I come, sense of grounding power, confidence, and empowerment as we go on stage, as opposed to it being fueled by anxiety. And it's not that we've pushed the anxiety down at all. That's the point. We've transmuted it into power. That's the key. Which is the other next book and video that's coming up. Those two, asthma and anxiety, I'm working on over Christmas. That sounded like a not very fun Christmas. All right, a couple of sumos. Ho! Ho! Let those feet fall into the floor. Ho! Ho! Head voice if you wish. Ho! Is it still connected? Is it still grounded? Is it still affected by the sumo? Ho! Ho! And a little bit of shaking again. Ah. Good. Shake out the hands. And you can stay standing, but I'm coming down to my knees just so you can see it. First muscles that atrophy as we age, and by age I mean post-22, are the intercostals and the serratus on the sides, because as humans we very rarely do this kind of move in our daily lives. So, palm tree is big. Inhale for asthmatics and anxiety and the voice. What's really interesting is, which tells us that things aren't as specific and as localized as we sometimes get the idea they are, that this whole system that I've worked out, the same stuff works for voice, anxiety, and asthma. Interesting. Upper shoulder back, lower shoulder forward. Sighing farther. Inhale up. Switch wrists. Inhale up. Switch wrists. And up. And release. Roll the shoulders. Again, encouraging space in the chest. Clasp the hands behind the back. Pull the hands away from the butt as far as you can. Press the chest through the shoulders, squeezing the mid-traps together. Let's use gravity a little bit. So, oh, by the way, yes, now we are kneeling. So kneeling, hands away from the butt, and then fold, reach the arms over the top, forehead to the floor, reach those arms up. We're also working on the diaphragm at the top of the head. We want all eight of our diaphragms awake. We worked on the foot and knee and pelvic floor diaphragms during sumo, which helps all the upper body diaphragms work better. Pull those hands away, almost there. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, those are the mid traps, and release. And wiggle it out. Back down to the floor. All fours. Cat twist, hey. Inhale up. Inhale up. Happy puppy he. Inhale up. Happy puppy he. Inhale up. Down dog ho. Up dog ha. Sit on the feet. Feel, notice, be. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. Open your eyes. Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming to Yoga for Voice.